decided to do this here at Cece's Coffee House. First thing, I made a list for myself right here. First thing I want to talk about is the fake INTJ smile. Like this. Okay, that's the fake smile. I can do it anytime. Hopefully I'll do some natural smiles while you're watching me on videotape. Second thing I want to talk about, trolls. I hate trolls. Trolls really challenge me as a person and bring out all my character defects. They make me want to expose them. I already have a great feeling about who the big troll is of the room. Wish we wouldn't have to go there because I don't want to expose anybody. But my NI and NE is already like strongly talking to me. Okay, the other thing is, best thing anybody can ask an INTJ is, what are you thinking about? Because thinkers are always thinking. It's not like I have a blank brain. It never happens. There's always stuff going off in the brain. And so a great opening line for any thinker is, what are you thinking about? Drugs. I hate drugs. I guess y'all figured that out already. I don't want to do any bad drugs because I don't want to hurt myself. As a registered nurse for 30 years, when they started testing nurses, that was it for drugs for me. You know, and what drugs did I do? I mean, I'm not going to sit there and talk about what drugs, but marijuana, I mean, it's just it's no biggie thing. But biggest thing about marijuana is that it stays in the system for 30 days, so can't do that, you know. But yeah, marijuana used to relax me for 30 minutes. Like I said, I haven't done marijuana in about 20 years. Ever since they started testing nurses, just can't do the marijuana anymore. So that leaves some drinking. Okay. I like vitamins. That's my favorite drugs. Vitamins. I just went to Drug Emporium the other day and bought me fish capsules, vitamin E, vitamin C, vitamin D3, coral calcium. We're interested in taking care of our health. We don't want to hurt ourselves. And if you have any problems, another good vitamin that I like at Drug Emporium, they have a whole section on if you have problems with impotence or anything like that, for males or females. If you're a female and you have problems getting sexually excited or whatever, they got all kind of stuff for us. Yes. If you're a male, what about burning goat meat? Try that. Mako is another good one for females or males. Yam is another good one. They have a whole shelf load of stuff. It's very interesting. So I recommend y'all go check out your health food store on the sexual enhancement aisle. Okay. Other things that INTJs like to do, or maybe it's just me because I'm a nurse, but I always like helping people. I've liked to help people my whole life. I will help you even though you don't want me to help you. That's been kind of the bad part. I don't know if anybody else does this, but I do it. I'll try to like subtly help you. Yeah, I'll do that. And like I said, I don't know if that has something to do with INTJ-ness or I'm a nurse. I'm not quite sure about that one. Just kind of threw it out there. I like giving advice. So see, we do the advice thing on the forum. Notice that. You know, but I have trouble following my own advice. I don't know if anybody has the same trouble. Right now, I need to try to follow other people's advice, but I have trouble doing that. I really, really have trouble doing it. Okay, and the last thing I wanted to talk about, which is really a reason why I wanted to start this video, was INTJ Leadership style. This example that I'm going to bring up is, to me, the best example of our leadership style. As a registered nurse, I've been a nurse for 30 years. My leadership style has been that when there's no one else in charge, I'm in charge. Isn't that typical? I mean, when the shit hits the fan, suddenly I'm in charge. Now, why? I don't really get it. Okay, how come when the shit hits the fan, I'm in charge, but yet when there's nothing going on, I'm not in charge? Or I'm not, good enough, big enough, smart enough, whatever, to be in charge? I never really got that. Still don't. But after analyzing this for this year, really, INTJs are analytical for other people, but we have a hard time analyzing our own self. I've been working on this year. And I've decided that one of the reasons why an INTJ is not in charge most of the time is because we don't attend to all the people. Being introverted, I have a hard time giving to everyone and even acknowledging everyone. They drain me. I think it has more to do with being an introvert than anything else. I'll find that there's only a couple of people I really connect with, for example. Those are the only two I want to talk to all night long. But the other people, I can completely ignore them, and that's terrible. How are you going to be a leader unless you're acknowledging everyone that's in the room or whatever? It's a weakness, and maybe I should work on it. But as we know, generally we're okay not being in charge. The trouble that we have when we're not in charge is that if we're following a bad leader. And so the older you get, what you're going to find out is that, oh my God, they're all bad. It's just horrible. So it's very challenging the older you get. Okay, so back to my example of a leadership style for INTJs. For 10 years I played tennis. And this has nothing to do with nursing. This has something to do with tennis. For 10 years I played tennis, and I have no idea why, but I started to analyze all the scores. Every Wednesday our tennis scores would come out. So I started right away analyzing all the other teams. We'd have a list of all the members from all the other teams. I'd analyze, I'd get to know the players, I'd watch them play. And was I an awesome tennis player? No, I was not. I mean, we're not too physically fit, but I kicked butt all over that court, let me tell you. And this is the reason why I was able to do it, because of my analytical ability. Every time someone got on the court, I'd be analyzing the way they played, and I only played to their weaknesses. I did not play for their strengths. Duh, who's going to do that? So yes, I aggravated a lot of people when I played tennis because I always won, And boy, I was on a permanent high when I was winning my tennis. That was a fun 10 years. But one time, I was on an awesome tennis team. The captain, I really liked her. Co-captain, I really liked. I mean, how often does that happen when you actually like your captain and your co-captain, They were attentive to everyone. They gave parties for us. I mean, she was the typical, I don't know, if I was to guess her type, maybe she was an ENFJ, I don't know, I'm not quite sure, but she, maybe that was her type. If I was to guess, that's probably what it was. And we had a goal that we were going to be number one that year. We had an awesome tennis team. We were kicking butt all over the place. And then unexpectedly, her co-captain got transferred. The captain's co-captain and best friend got transferred. And we also lost one or two other members, so we were down about 3 people, and it weakened our team. Oh, okay. It weakened our team. So I guess when I think about it now, my captain was probably depressed. She started to lose, and I was just frantic. I was like, oh my God, we keep beating. and so when we would go to lunch, I guess I started talking, and I was like pumping up the team. I was like the only person that had faith in our weakened team. But we had to make changes, and that's where my strategy came into play. I mean, we had very strong members on the team that were playing with each other, kicking butt 6-1, 6-1. Well, of course, we need to split those 2 people up. First thing I did. And I made them choose the players that they want to play with, that they thought they could win, because that was the idea, to win, right? Well, that was working. And then we started to win again. Well, the other way my strategy came into play. Now remember, I had been strategizing and analyzing these teams for years. So I knew who would sandbag and who wouldn't. And yeah, when it comes to winning, I will sandbag. I did it all, They listened to me. I was like the captain, but I didn't have the name. Okay. And they listened to me, and one of the first things that happened is that I pissed off one of the players who had a lot of status on our team. She was a lady with a lot of money, and she was always playing court 1. And she was put on court 1 because she had status, because she had money, because she had status, not because she was an awesome tennis player. So you know what? INTJs don't give a shit what your status is in life. They don't care what your title is. They don't even care how much money you have. If we're playing tennis, what they're concerned about is, are you a good tennis player? And so I played people where I thought we could beat and win. And so that's the first thing that happened, was that I pissed off some of the status players on our team. Well, they got over it, and they played where I thought they should play, like I said. And you know what? When all was said and done, we were number 1, just like I thought we could be. And to me, that's just a perfect example of how an INTJ could work. Here you have an emergency type of situation. Our goal was to be number 1, but our captain lost our co-captain, and I guess she was depressed. She had no faith in her own team. And I was like, no, we could win. And so that's when I came into play and took over, without the title. And that's kind of, isn't that what we do, right? So that's all I have to say about INTJ leadership style, but I would like to hear if this is similar to what y'all have done. And I would also like to hear about, do you think we should try to, work on our extrovertedness, to make ourselves more leadership, to take on more roles? Sometimes I think I need to take on more roles, I've been trying, but not really getting anywhere quickly. That's for darn sure. And I sure would like to hear how y'all moved into more of an INTJ to an ENTJ. I guess that would be where we need to move into, right? But I think that, the introvertedness, I really, really think that is what holds back our leadership style. People drain us, it's draining. It really is. So we like to move into the background because of that reason. Anyway, so that's all I have to say. I hope y'all know more about the INTJ, the older INTJ, because I know they have some INTJ videos that are young people, but not too many older ones. So here's one. Hey, see y'all later. Bye bye.